Let me say something that might hit you differently. Most people are not just looking for more coaching. They're not looking for more talking. They're looking for results, real change, real momentum in their lives. And the reason most do not get results, because they never learn how to aim. Hear me, folks, never learn how to aim. My name is Dr. Ben Johnson. I'm the creator of How to Slay Your Giant. Have a book on Amazon, How to Slay Your Giant, the 8%. And out of 100% of the people, only 8% of people are living their lives. Can you imagine that? Millions and millions of people, only 8% understand the principle of how to slay your giant. And I don't just teach motivation. I teach a system that produces results. I help people go from being stuck to becoming the possible people, doing the impossible. See, the principles is teaching you how to do the impossible. Things maybe in your life that you never did or your parents did or anyone around you. I'm teaching you 12 different timeless principles. Why people fail? Let's deal with the truth. People do not fail because they don't care. They don't fail because they're not trying. They fail because they never had any direction. Never had no direction. Now that the principle that change, here's the principle that change. Again, I said, here's the principle that change. AIM. AIM stands for active, attentional movement. And this is not theory. This is how you get results. Active. Actors mean this. You move now. Not when you feel like it, not when everything is perfect. Now. Because result doesn't respond to hesitation. It responds to action. And they don't have direction. They're just busy. Busy doesn't produce results. They're doing things. But doing things without direction don't produce results. Let me give it to you straight. Movement without aim will never produce results. Let me say that again, as I said many times other things twice, so we can really get the meaning. Movement without aim will never produce results. People wake up every day handling life, reacting to life, responding to life, but they not aiming at any specific thing. And when you're not aiming, you're just hoping. Intentional means you now know exactly what you're going after. See, when you know what you're going after, it changed the whole dynamic. It changed the whole system. It changed the whole culture. Now I'm not just trying to do better. Not I'm figuring it out. No. You have a target. Again, not I'm trying to do better. Not I'm trying to figure it out. No, you have a target. Because result follows clarity. Momentum. Momentum means you stay in motion, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when it's not perfect. Because result comes from consistency, not excuses. Aim is not motivation. Aim is result system. Let's deal with this clearly. People don't want to be coached for 10 or 15 or 20 years. They want to see change. They want to see something move in their lives. They want to wake up and say, something feels different. Results in their finances. Real results. Results in their mindset. Results in their discipline. Results in their direction. Result comes from what? Not talking. It comes from aim. Because when you aim, you stop guessing. You start drifting. You stop wasting time. And you start producing. Your life does not respond to what you want, respond to who you are. Woo! Let me say, your life doesn't respond to what you want, respond to who you are. It responds to what aim. And what are you aiming at? So let's make this clear and let's make this simple. If you want real results, here's what you do. Pick one target, not 10 targets, not your whole life. One thing. that you need results right now. Right now, folks. Define it clearly. What does the result look like? Because if you can't define it, you can't hit it. You can't define what the problem is. You still keep going around in circles. You still going around loops. You got to understand how to aim. And it's always the giant speaking to you. Remember that. They try to get you to stand still and hesitate, delay, fear. You can't hit what you can't define. Move today, one action, not a perfect, not big, just real. Because result doesn't come from thinking. Not perfect. Again, just real. Because real results do not come from thinking. It comes from aiming and moving. Let me make this clear. Let me leave this with you. You do not need another year of talking. You don't need more information. You need results. And results come from one thing: aim. Active, intentional movement. This is Dr. Ben Johnson III, and this is how the possible people start producing impossible results.